Within the homes, shops, factories, schools, hospitals, all serving the 76,000 people who have chosen to live in this thriving community. Throughout the years, living standards have been raised, and each step along the way has been beset with complex problems to be solved by a central body for the good of the whole community. Here is a case in point. Until 1950, Rockdale's library service was conducted from a central depot by way of bookmobile. The demand for good books made necessary the establishment of a central library, and Saturday, the 8th of February 1958, saw the official opening of a new building, the Rockdale Branch Library. This gala occasion was attended by a great number of people, many of whom had materially assisted in the new project. Mr. Metcalf, chairman of the Library Association of New South Wales, paid tribute to the cultural aspirations of the people of Rockdale and promised the continuing support of his association. His good wishes were acknowledged by the Mayor, Alderman J.H. Jones, who, unveiling a commemorative plaque, officially declared the new library open. Official guests were the first of thousands of people who will make use of this innovation. The library was completed at a cost of £8,090, and the purchase of book stock for the branch cost a further £3,980. It is equipped with complete catalogue facilities. In addition to books of fiction and non-fiction, there is an excellent reference library. The younger citizens of Rockdale have also been cared for. The children's section is well patronized, and story time, a special treat, is relished by the very young. Most people agree that amenities such as these are worth their cost. But where does the money come from to carry them out? The main source of income is from municipal rates. Every pound of rate monies is directed according to an annual financial budget under 7 different headings. Maintaining the library services in Rockdale cost only 8 farthing in the pound. Money spent on public works in the area amounts to 8 shillings and 3 farthings of every ratepayer's pound. The engineer and his staff, now housed on the first floor of the new municipal offices, is responsible for the construction of major projects. Complete plans are prepared in the drawing office where problems of design are ironed out, specifications and costs are prepared as part of the supervision of every job undertaken. Plans of all projects are carefully filed away for future reference. A new development planned some years ago is now taking shape at Bexley North. On the site, the engineer, Mr. Liddicoat, his assistant, Mr. Brand, and surveyor, Mr. Chernick, confer as plan is converted into fact. This project involves the leveling of 3 acres of waste land, the moving of over 8,000 tons of earth and rock. On this area will be erected a row of shops, a modern hotel, and a service station. There will be parking for 150 cars and all the amenities to be found in an up-to-date shopping centre. Drainage of such a large area of land must be done scientifically. The disposal of hundreds of tons of stormwater, which may collect in a matter of minutes, makes it necessary to lay down concrete pipes of large diameter. Meanwhile, the foundations for the hotel are being constructed by the Francopile method. Steel cylinders are driven into the earth and filled with concrete. A heavy weight released at the top of the cylinder acts like a conventional pile driver to form a solid formation. The site now begins to take shape as more sections of the project get underway. First of the steel work goes into position. The council is constructing 12 chains of roadway round the site with access ways for a large volume of vehicular traffic. There will be more than 2 acres of bitumen surface laid down when the work is finished. Under the supervision of the council's engineers, the work on the North Bexley project is moving ahead towards completion before the end of the year. The concentration of traffic on the Prince's Highway has for a long time been a growing problem. After careful consideration, it was agreed that if James Street, a narrow road, was widened and extended to join Moore Street, a secondary road would be available to carry a proportion of the southbound traffic. This was what the engineering branch were faced with when the job was begun in James Street, a wandering dirt track through the sandhills. Earth moving today is a matter of mechanical horsepower. The pick and shovel road gang has gone, and modern equipment eats up dirt 100 shovelfuls in a bite. The time-saving factor is most important. Over 5,000 tons of earth and sand moved and leveled in less than 8 weeks. In horse and carriage days, James Street was a narrow roadway ending in a swamp. Now, to play the part of a highway, a full-width roadway must be constructed. Properties on the old alignment have to be resumed. The old-time steamroller is superseded by the small vibrator roller, which, while being only a fraction of the weight of the steamroller, achieves a considerably greater consolidation of the road pavement by literally shaking the material into position. The road foundation being completed, the next step is the setting out of the curb and guttering and the problems of adjusting the levels of properties aligning the roadway. Long sections of formwork are set up, and the concrete is delivered ready-mixed directly into the forms. A tack coat of liquid bitumen is poured onto the pavement to ensure that the asphaltic concrete will adhere to it. This is a durable surfacing material which is spread mechanically to provide a smooth riding surface. The asphaltic concrete surface course is being rolled by a conventional type road roller and also by a multi-wheeled pneumatic tired roller, which has the same rolling effect as cars and trucks. August saw the new James Street finished, and traffic was quick to discover this new route. With the completion of the James Street project, an alternative route has been provided, avoiding the congested areas of Arncliffe, Banksia and Rockdale, and rejoining the Prince's Highway at President Avenue. The council's new works depot is at Bexley, and it was built without cost to the ratepayers. The lease of the site of the old depot in Prince's Highway supplied the finance. From the initial rental of £23,600, council was able to complete the new depot at a cost of £22,770. Proper care and maintenance is vital to the economic operation of municipal plants. A completely up-to-date motor vehicle repair shop is properly equipped to care for the maintenance of the vehicles at present in use. 5 new trucks were purchased this year, and old trucks disposed of in accordance with council policy. Steam cleaning helps to keep the heavy road vehicles spick and span at a fraction of the cost and a great saving of valuable man-hours. In the plant service section, a careful check is kept on every piece of equipment. Here, a tractor-operated rotary mower is undergoing service. Here, too, the smaller types of rotary mower are kept in order. From the store come the road signs, barriers, safety lamps, in fact, all the small items needed for the public works of Rockdale. Recreation facilities and other public amenities and services are no less important than road, footpath, and similar works. These cost the ratepayer 2 and a penny halfpenny in the pound, the total expended on parks alone being about £52,000 annually. Recreation facilities are an important function of local government, and these scenes at the first regatta of the St. George Rowing Club are an example. Rockdale is fortunate in having, on the reaches of Cook's River, a rowing course of Olympic standard, one of the few in the state. This race marks the official opening of the temporary club room and sculling course, the competing crews being from other Sydney clubs. Alderman Lawler and others prominent in administration of this fine aquatic sport outline the club's aspirations and proposals for development. Women are by no means overlooked so far as recreation is concerned. At Scarborough Park, an area on the eastern side of the lake has been allocated to the St. George Amateur Women's Sport Association and a completely new amenities block constructed. The ground is used on weekdays by schoolgirls who train under the guidance of their sports mistresses. Well, who knows? From Scarborough Park may come a future Betty Cuthbert, Marlene Matthews, or Shirley Strickland. Grace, precision, and physical development are the keynote of the Marching Girls movement. The Marching Girls of Rockdale are no exception. They're on parade today, as is the Rockdale District Band, to add colour and interest to an important civic occasion. Here, the then Governor of New South Wales, Sir John Northcote, inspects the Guard of Honour on his visit to open a new and most necessary community project, the School for Subnormal Children at Beach Street. The Honourable Mr. J. McGrath, MLA, tells a large audience of the sterling efforts put forth by many citizens to prepare for this great day. Alderman Gosling, Mayor of Rockdale, 1954 to 1956, introduces and acknowledges on behalf of the citizens the honour which the Governor has paid the municipality by his presence. His Excellency, in formally declaring open this school, commends the committee and citizens in the efforts which have created wonderful opportunities for the less fortunate children of the community. Ministering to the health of the municipality involves 4 and 2 halfpenny of the ratepayer's pound. The Council's health department has been redesigned to cope with the vigorous health policy laid down by Council. Citizens are doing the community a service if they report the purchase of unwholesome foodstuffs. Protection from food poisoning has come to be taken for granted nowadays, but it's as important as the campaign against poliomyelitis. Commenced in Rockdale in 1956, more than 63,000 injections have been given, and not one case of polio has occurred since. The draining of swamp areas is a constant but expensive work. It is important that drainage water finds its way to the sea. With the rising tide, seawater backs up into the swamp areas, killing the herbage and creating nuisance and flooding. The Scarborough drainage scheme was designed to prevent this. At the outlet of Scarborough Lake, a lock has been constructed on the freshwater side of the discharge tunnel to prevent the saltwater making its way inland. On the seawall side of the tunnel, gates also prevent the surge of saltwater from holding up the flow of fresh water into the sea. Sand erosion on the foreshore of Botany Bay and the drifting of it across the Grand Parade to frontages of high-class residential property is being solved in a novel way and at no cost to the community. At Kaima, we see this project in operation. Contracts for the sale of sand have been let, and here machinery is excavating to a depth of 20 feet below the level of the roadway. In 1958, several contracts were let, resulting in 46,250 cubic yards of sand being removed and the sum of £10,041 being received by Council. Into these sand pits, household garbage collected in Council's twice-weekly service is tipped. The garbage is covered with ash and then with soil at the conclusion of each day's tipping, and pest control is exercised with the use of a suitable preparation. The new free baths built by the Council at Kaima will then have its own parkland area, adding a further green acre along the 7-mile beachfront. The Council proposes to continue this major project for many years until the whole area is developed. All building undertaken in Rockdale Municipality is carried out under the Council's supervision. The building inspector's office, therefore, is a busy place. In highly industrial areas, factory acreage is increasing steadily. Methods of construction must be carefully analyzed, and the approval of plans requires a keen knowledge of building design and construction. New areas have been made available as home building sites, and the plans for not less than 350 dwellings were inspected and passed in 1958. Here's an example. Callanan's estate, once a market garden, now has 29 modern, colourful houses fronting 3 bitumen-surfaced streets. 94% of all new homes in Rockdale are of brick construction, and these reflect the improving standard of design demanded by the householder of today. To own one's home is the goal of most Australians. Similar thinking has stimulated the building of home units. Waterfront views and modern decor of these home units at Brighton Le Sands add to the variety of community development. The allocation of 1 and 3 in the pound from municipal rates has done much to solve a problem in council administration. On the ground floor of the new annex to the town hall, an additional 900 square feet of office space has been made available to house the new mechanical aids to assist the accounting and record staff, which among other things produces thousands of notices every year. A self-contained printing plant, which costs £1,650, will save the council about £1,200 in the first year of its operation. Latest addition to the accounting branch is this Sensomatic accounting machine. It is an excellent example of automation. Keeping up-to-date electoral rolls for a population of 76,000 people is done with the aid of this addressograph machine. Information transferred to metal plates is collated and fed into the machine. Any alteration to the electoral rolls is confined to altering one plate and reprinting of that page only. Big savings in labor and other costs have been obtained by its purchase. The head of the administrative machinery is the town clerk, who, as well as supervising the operations of a large staff and advising council where necessary, is the legal officer interpreting local government law. The town clerk must keep in constant touch with the mayor, who is Rockdale's leading citizen and the representative of each and every ratepayer and resident. The mayor controls the activities of council and represents the community at all important functions. Here we see him with the town clerk arranging the detailed program of a viceregal visit to the district. This was the presentation by the Rockdale Opera Company of Rossini's The Barber of Seville before His Excellency the Governor of New South Wales, Lieutenant General Sir Eric Woodward and Lady Woodward. The Mayor, representing the citizens of Rockdale, acknowledges the honour paid to the municipality by this visit of the Queen's personal representative, and the viceregal party is escorted to the town hall. On stage, the players receive last-minute instructions from conductor Cedric Ashton prior to the performance of Rossini's hilarious work, presented in a manner worthy of a great occasion. At a reception held in the council chamber at the conclusion of the opera, aldermen, prominent citizens, and members of the cast were presented to their excellencies. Rockdale was one of the first municipalities to recognize the need of facilities for its senior citizens. In 1958, with the assistance of the Rockdale Rotary Club, the first centre at Rockdale was opened. Ramsgate Centre was next designed by the Rotary Club's honorary architect. Council contributed £2,000 towards its construction, a local committee financing the remainder of the construction and equipment. At a meeting of the Rockdale Centre, senior citizens show an active appreciation of Council's efforts on behalf of the older people of the municipality.
We engage artists and appearance. This is second. This is Madam.
Mr. Chairman, I have much pleasure in seconding that motion. I feel that with the paid artists attending and the talent that we have amongst our own members in this room, that we should have a very successful and happy afternoon.
Mr. Dixon, the chairman, has this to say.
Fellow members, the action of the Rockdale Council in providing halls and amenities for the senior citizens of Rockdale. The happiness provided in those halls is truly amazing. It justifies the action of the council. The end of the industrial life is such an important one, it should not be allowed to just waste away.
People, as they go about their daily tasks, are apt to forget the importance of local government administration. The Rockdale Council works and plans unceasingly for every section of the community, and its record is worthy of the intelligent interest of its citizens. For in their hands lies the future of the municipality.